Hi there, welcome to Productive with Patty. Today I wanted to show you one of the most important notes in my entire Evernote system. It is simply called log. It's a monthly log to be specific, but I just call it log. So what I do, this is in my templates notebook. It is a template, and so that's what this banner up here is. It's just a fancy way. You can just click here and it'll duplicate the note, but you can also just duplicate it. It's nothing nothing really special there. But anyway, so I name my template what I want the note to be named. So I just duplicated mine so that I could show it to you. I needed to redact some information, but essentially this is the year 25 and I put a period, and then this is to remind me that I need to put the month. So if this were December, I would do that and I would do that. And then we would have, this is the title, okay? And all this is sort of a bullet journal style calendar where I have the dates already populated here. And then I'll just go in and add the days. So for example, if this were Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then I would just go through, I would copy that, and then I would just paste it down all the way until I get to the end. And then that way, I'm done. There's nothing else that I need to do. Now, once I do that, I do a couple of things. So I will go and I will shade the weekends so that I can visually see where I am, um, how my week is going to play out. Okay, and then I have these things here, these events here. So these things I can't really add until I know the days. So I'll go through and like we have time cards due on Monday, so I'll just copy that and then I will go to each Monday and paste it there. Here, like that. And then I will check it, and then invoices. I would just go actually. So this is a way to add note links. So I just go add invoices like that. And I have a link to the note that I might have some information on. And then I would just go ahead and copy and paste that to every Friday. On the department reports, same thing. So you get the picture. So pretty much I'm just building out what my month is going to look like before any of the sort of ad hoc or things that come up on a regular basis, or things that come up on a daily basis happen. Another thing I want to point out is when I started this, I didn't have this section called financial obligations. This is just some financial or accounting deliverables to my boss. And so I have these notes linked here, and it's a checklist as well. And I go ahead and show you this one. So this is an example of what the square transactions. So I will have like instructions on how to do it because it never fails. I always forget. So that's why I have it as a note link. I don't necessarily keep notes on every time I deliver this. I might make a note if there's something unusual or a question or something to remember. Otherwise, it's really just there for convenience if I need to update. So for example, Square changed the way that they changed where they put the transactions report. And that's why here I just learned, well, just insert type transactions and you'll find it. So this is also a video. It's a video of me actually in our Square account going through and selecting these options. And that is for training purposes for any of the other staff who might have to step into my role. And then I'll just check this off as I add them to my actual log. And then when I'm done, I just go and I delete them because I don't need them. But here, these items, I do need it because I need to make sure that I am delivering these things. And what I do is I go ahead and I will copy and I will paste it into the day that I think I'm going to be able to do it, or maybe the day that it's due. For example, see, it's meter readings will be on the 10th day. I'll do it there. I put it a day before, so it was done ahead of time, but you get the picture. And then I will put like whatever notes I need to, unable to read, or whatever the case is here. But when I am done and it is delivered, I will click it here and I would put emailed, 11:10. And then that way, at a glance, at any point, on 11:12, when I'm freaking out, like, did I do that? It'll just always be there at the top. I don't have to scroll through and look at each individual day. Now, throughout the day, I will add notes, right? So notes on the day and just whatever happened. And it's just sort of a running log, things that stick out in my mind, things that I owe somebody, I need to get back to them on something. In general, at my job, I try to complete every single thing I possibly can at the time, because going back to do something is nearly impossible. I will get distracted, it'll fall through the cracks, and it doesn't go well for me. So whenever I have somebody who asks me for something, I will move heaven and earth to make sure I can deliver it, unless there is somebody I have to ask a question of, or if I have to go to my boss, then it does have to wait. But otherwise, I will endeavor to do every single thing as it comes, because again, it's just going to fall through the cracks as soon as it goes onto any list. So, but I do keep notes. I also do, and you don't see it here because it's sort of a running list, but I use one cell here, or one row, and this is my task list. So I will do my general task list. So then I'll just go this backslash and I'll go checkbox or checklist, and then I'll put task 1, task 2. Now there might be, something I'm waiting for from someone else. So I'll put department, department head, and then I'll go checkbox or checklist, and I'll go task 1, task 2. And then I'll maybe put vendors I'm waiting for. And again, quote 1, quote 2, project update, whatnot. And so I have these things on a list, and what I'll do is I will just take it and I'll move it. So I'll move it, under here. Sometimes, like right now, I have it highlighted here as yellow, so that when I see that, I'm like, okay, that's my task list. And so I might move it day to day or not. Maybe it might just be from week to week, whatever is most convenient for me. I try not to be very rigid about these things, because it's really constantly evolving as you go. So like, again, when I started out, I didn't have a task list row, but I did find that I didn't want to keep, scrolling up somewhere, or having it someplace else. And it's something that's sort of in between. These are things that I need to check on constantly, that I have to have top of mind, make sure it's not falling through the cracks. And that's really what goes onto this list. So that's just a bit about how I use my log. It does replace sort of the Tickler file that David Allen talks about, because I do add sort of my files here, right? My notes, my meter reading, my square, whatnot. And I add it to the day that I'm going to need it, so that when I get there, it's right there ready for me, and I don't have to look around for it. And that's how I view this note. It's a Tickler file. It's also a calendar. I do still, of course, use Google Calendar. but that's just separate. It's just for reminders and sharing and whatnot. But everything else, it goes onto here. When I do have a meeting, I do put it on here because I'll have a note for that meeting. Um, and then that way I can keep track of that. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you are, let's see if this works. So work, notes, community. Okay. If you're interested in joining the community, you can go ahead and send me an email, productivewithpatty@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.